We are the Nerdy Turtle Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons, Powers on Payroll, here on the Nerd Turtle Network. I'll be your GM this season. I'm Jason. And our players/heroes this season, we have Marigold as the Boogieman.
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer. Mike as Whipette.
Hola.
Hey.
Not the Whipette, just Whipette. And Taylor as Skaterboi.
That's right.
Also without a D. Alright, so this season we find ourselves in Detroit. A company, Futuro Holdings LLC, has decided they need to put together a super team. They want to help the city. It certainly has nothing to do with any public relations blunders they may have made in the last couple of years. Like when they bought out Steel Applied Technologies, and then one of their big shareholders was heard publicly remarking on and how good the mind control technology was. Or after buying out several smaller companies and promising they were not going to reduce the workforce, laid half the workforce off right before Christmas. You know, they didn't look too good. Or just a few short months ago, after the Lady Pharaoh was defeated, where they were taking countries all over the world to court, trying to force them to keep the contracts they had signed with the company while the Pharaoh was in charge.
Jesus Christ.
So it has not been a good time to be in their public relations department.
You know, we've all made mistakes that we're not proud of.
Mistakes are made.
I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, that's been an often heard phrase. Oh, Futuro Holdings. It's a holding company. So they own a bunch of other companies, and several of them they bought out. Promised, oh no, they're going to keep working as an independent company. We're going to maintain their staff. Maintain their staff at its current levels.
Right,
and then one quarter, one quarter they were down a little bit. It was like, oh, okay, laying everybody off for Christmas. The middle one was very typical business stuff.
Someone at the company made a bad judgment call. It was bad, but that's not the whole thing.
Yeah. And CEOs have been swapped out. Token heads have rolled. Nobody still with the company bears any responsibility. Not even the ones that were there, when it was going on. So they have been working to put together a team. The first person they recruited was a Mal Goodman. M-A-L. I guess that's Mel.
Yeah, Mal Goodman.
Mel Goodman. Curtis, would you like to tell us a little bit about Mel Goodman?
I had something written up, didn't I? Well, actually, not much is known about Mal. Basically, he didn't exist until a year or so ago. He was recruited by the company, and basically they gave him a new identity, so no one really knows much about his previous life. Other than he's evidently not very proud of it, and he's very glad for the second chance that the company has offered him. Very enthusiastic, and as I just demonstrated a minute ago while you were describing the company, He's definitely going to be a parrot for the company line.
Hey, the company has helped him out, so he's helping the company out. I just realized I look like Ed Grimley.
That's right.
I turned my fan on, now my hair's blowing all over the place. Just a minute while I turn my fan off.
Must have been blowing as fast as a helicopter.
But not as a fast helicopter. Just as fast as a helicopter.
And as for powers, his powers are basically like Jericho from the Titans. His body disappears and he takes somebody over.
Now, in universe, the company's being a little vague as exactly what the influencer's powers are. But with your interactions with the company, Curtis, or Mal was the first person they recruited this team. And hey, he's looking for a second chance. Be part of a superhero team. Go out and do some good, I imagine he's super enthusiastic about it.
Yes, he is.
We'll see if he's still that enthusiastic the first time he takes a punch to the face.
He knows nothing about using his powers to start political riots or anything like that.
Oh boy.
The next member of the team that they successfully recruited was one Steven Sagittarius. Taylor, would you like to tell us a little bit about Steven?
Yeah. I'm like Steven Sagittarius, but it's kind of like a joke because I'm a Libra. I spent like a lot of the 90s and early aughts being like a hero on the run. And then like I got hit by some alien crystals that had me like super smart for a little while. And like I invented some stuff and like started a business with my cousins. And then it turns out like having 10,000 voices of like an ancient alien race telling you not to screw it up like poisons your brain. And like the crystals had run out of juice and were like poisoning me. And then like the Feyre stuff happened and it rejuiced them for a little while. And then I got with some scientists to like make kind of like a alien anti-venom. And it like Futuro's like helping fund the guy that's researching it. So I'm kind of like all in with these guys.
Alright. And when he was heroing in the 90s, he was known as Skaterboi.
Yeah, I always have my board with me.
Now, after recruiting those two, they made their approach to two other heroes. One was known as the man that cleaned up Rhodes Ferry. Marigold, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Boogieman?
So, Boogieman got his start a few years ago as a local vigilante in Rhodes Ferry, trying to make the little 5-10 block area he lived in a little bit nicer. A little bit safer, because the police presence was not there. They were not interested in going out to a very low income area, dealing with that level of gang presence. And over time, he built up a reputation with the people that lived there and ended up helping form various community works projects, rooftop gardens, a maybe kind of sort of local defense militia that either pushed out gangs or just absorbed them. So now people that used to make meth are now making insulin. But that's not nearly as sexy as a two-fisted crusader against crime breaking the back of the local gangs. So the media just sort of ended up just latching onto him and framing him as the sole power of change in the area. And he is very much not comfortable with that at all.
In conclusion, suck it, Batman. That's how you fix your city. Who needs millions and millions of dollars? And then Futuro shows up. We have money. Thank God. Now, it is also on the public record that the Boogeyman was involved with defeating the Vasilev and sealing that hole in space.
Yes, he was on part of the science team.
Right.
And he has a lot of feelings about being part of that and doesn't like to talk about it.
Fair. Now, there's no video footage publicly available of that happening. So while it's on the public record, Joe Blow on the street is not necessarily as aware of it. Not as aware of it as they are of the next hero. Really, the hero that the company wanted from jump. And that is Whipette.
That old me.
Hang on just a second. I had Whippette's real name handy. Though her real name
Jamie
isn't
Bird.
publicly known, is it?
No, she keeps it secret.
Which is, I think, the same.
And I'm
as the
still
Boogeyman.
on the bubble. Yeah, and I'm still on the bubble whether she is publicly known as Whippette to be the daughter of the Rook. Well, they would have adventured together, so I guess they'd have to be.
Publicly, it would have to at least be known that she was the Rook, one of the Rook's sidekicks at one time.
That's true.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything more than that.
Right.
And it's been a couple of years since she did
Well,
any sidekicking anyway.
That's right. Yeah, so I was raised the daughter, one of the two daughters of the Rook, who famous teacher, street vigilante, and loser of jet planes. I have an older sister named Shannon, who was also a hero, who operated under the name Glowstick. And I basically have, I'm basically just like a trained human with a fancy whip. And the Rook is basically your super rich Batman type. However, she basically raised us to follow in her footsteps as vigilantes. And I chose to make the whip my thing. However, I am now estranged under undefined circumstances from both the Rook and Glowstick. And I've been just wandering around the country, just fighting crime on my own. I traveled with another hero named Jade Dragon. For a while, we busted up a white nationals crime ring. That's what I have written here. And she's also met Landshark and Legal Eagle while defending Rhodes Ferry during the alien invasion that kicked off season 2.
That was her first actual appearance, I believe.
That's right. Apparently, I also traveled to Great Britain, had another adventure there, and continued her whip training under the tutelage of one Lady Erica Pilvington, a renowned equestrian with a dark secret, which, and that was the last we heard of her. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the last time we'd seen Whipette, so
Oh, well,
we'll worry about later.
You had seen her in the conclusion. When all the heroes of the world were fighting the Vasilev, Whippette was there.
That's right.
That is why
she
she is
played
so
Payroll.
famous now. She was there from very early in the fight and stayed the whole time because she didn't have any powers for him to nullify.
However, I did fortuitously bind it with my whip at a crucial moment, which allowed that occupied the Vasilev just long enough for the rest of the heroes to take him down.
Mm-hmm. And all of that was caught on camera.
That's right.
So Whipette is
And,
like
well, before
super popular.
Yeah, before I
Where
did
the rest
more.
of us, like the rest of us lasted around maybe 2 against the Vasilev.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a top customer.
Yeah,
and
she's not the only
beforehand,
normal
Whippet
human
had
that was in
always-
that fight. You know, the Rocker also hung around even after his powers got nullified.
That's right.
I'm trying to think who else was there. But yeah,
Frost
everyone.
Giants stayed to wrestle him, but yeah, that was about it. You can't really tell he doesn't have his powers when they get shut off.
yeah, he just doesn't get any bigger. But
Before Whippet had kind of a notorious reputation, but yeah, that final conflict really kind of just was almost like the beginning of a redemption arc. And however, she is still broke. She's still lacking the resources that you become accustomed to when your mom's like super rich, and that's what brought her to Futuro Technologies Holdings. Uh, it's reluctant. It's really more of a desperation thing, and she certainly isn't crazy about the idea of being on a corporate payroll. But you know, Super's got a super, so here she is.
mm-hmm. All right.
And she's also kind of directionless and vulnerable to perhaps you know, influence, no pun intended, influencer. I'm a little unclear. Can you clarify which one of you is playing Boogieman and which one's playing Skaterboi? Is Skaterboi Steven Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm playing Boogieman.
That's what. Let me make sure I have that right. Yes, I do have that right now. Thank you.
And yeah, this will be our third team up together.
Boogieman and Whippet.
He was there kicking off season 2 with Whippet, Muckboot, and Landshark.
And
That's right.
Legal Eagle, I believe.
Yes, Legal Eagle. And he was also won a trip to England to see Rocker Boys concert when the whole thing with the fairies went down.
That's right. So yeah, we're kind of old hands at this, I guess, relatively.
Enough so that when you heard he was on the team, it would have been reassuring. Oh, there's somebody I know at least. You know, I know this guy. I know this guy's a hero.
Yeah, you might have been the one to talk me, ease my initial doubts about going corporate, perhaps.
Not realizing Boogieman's just broke like you are.
There's only so far a couple checks from Spear get you.
But he's nice to have.
So you were all contacted individually. Agents of the company speaking with you. And today they're taking you on a tour of the base, and there's going to be like a little public announcement, public event. Not a huge event, some of the public's going to be there. There's going to be some press. Y'all will be up on the stage as they're introducing the team. As you arrive, you see they have affixed a giant V on two sides of their building. They've decided your team name. The marketing department has come up with the name Visionaries for you. It's up to you what your individual characters feel about the name.
It's great. Love it. It's awesome.
Visionary, to what that Visionaries indicates, like, I don't know, you'd expect like a super scientist or like a big thinker. And no offense, but I don't think any of us fit that bill, unless I'm mistaken.
I've got like 7 patents.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, like, I can't make them again, but like, yeah.
Whippet didn't know about the super intelligence. That is he was here, gone, and now is back again.
Oh no, it's just like I'm back to like a functional level. Like I don't have to have an assistant in my house anymore.
Oh wow. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Poor Boogieman standing in the corner. I helped invent something that saved the entire flipping universe. What do you mean, no brains?
She does like the V logo though. It's a classic look.
You just have to think of it as vision for the future.
Yeah, it's like all the rest of you. They try to get you into a similar color scheme, but with Boogieman, the black on black was such a vibe that they just slapped a couple of V logos on him and called it good enough.
I sent them a list of materials, a drop-off point, and I came back wearing this.
Or you showed up in your old suit and they had a new one ready for you.
Does it seem unlucky that our color
Right.
scheme is black and blue?
I mean, in my experience, it'll help hide the bruises.
Well,
Good
it
to
was
meet you
either
again. I'll
that
see you again, by
or
the way.
red shirts and brown pants. We were up in the air.
I feel the black and blue provides a little bit more confidence in us, so.
Yeah.
Alright, I just realized I need to pull up some notes. Nope, that's not it. So among other things, y'all are going to be meeting your support staff today. If I can remember where it was that I wrote all their names down. Because I know I wrote all their names down.
You're that guy.
So, like, does anyone want a fried prezi while we're waiting?
Oh, what?
It's a fried prezi. What? Have you guys never been to one of my restaurants? They're like the best.
You have restaurants?
Oh,
Yeah, Skaterboi Skate Shack.
I thought that was a sports outlet.
It is. It's like both.
somehow I missed that.
Oh, you can't miss out on a fried prezi.
You know, no offense, but if you can afford to have a restaurant slash sports store franchise, why are you here?
Oh, cause like the super scientist I got like to help me create the medicine got bought out by Futuro. So I'm like, oh, can you like keep him on this? And they were like, we want him to like work on other stuff for like large amounts of people. And I was like, he's the only one that can help me as like my brain deteriorates back. So they're like, well, how
Oh.
about we cut a deal? And I was like, sounds fair. I like want to be a hero again. So like they pay me to be a hero, and they also have the guy continue research so that it's easier for me to keep going. It's like a win-win.
Okay, I think I get that.
And as Skaterboi is saying that, a man walks in to the room. He goes, and that's what we're hoping for with all of you is it's a win-win. You know, we're hoping the company can help you as much as you're going to be helping the company and the city. He introduced himself as Daniel Offerman. He is basically going to be your liaison with the company. His title with the company is Chief Vision Officer. He sighs a little bit. Somebody in marketing thought they were being cute. But don't think of him. Don't think of him as the manager. Don't think of him as your boss. Think of him as a facilitator to help you do what you do. He's very pleased to see you all. Glad you could all make it. you know, first chance he's gotten to meet any of you in person. You know, and just, you know, hope the flights, some chit chat. Hope the flights were, you know, were comfortable. Cause let's see, Skaterboi, I assume would be from California.
He's like from the Bay Area. He's with shifty eyes.
But most recently, where was he living?
Oh yeah, like been living in California for like a while.
And I know the Boogieman is kind of east coast because Rhodes Ferry is kind of over towards the east.
Yeah.
The influencer, we'll figure out more about his past as we progress, I assume. And Whipette was from.
I actually, in my notes, I have a city, Van Ness Heights. I have no idea where that is. It's one of those fake comic book cities.
It
But-
feels New Hampshire-y.
Yeah, kind of East Coast-ish. New Hampshire, I can see it.
Okay. You
But
wonder
up
where
to
it
you,
is.
Mike. So all of you would have probably flown into Detroit. Futuro has recently been buying up a lot of industrial property in Detroit. Spots that have been empty for years now as industry has moved out of the city. They're hoping to consolidate a lot of their technological companies, if not into one entity, at least having them all close together and working closely together. And if they can revitalize the city while they're at it, then so much the better.
Almost like a Rust Belt, Silicon Valley.
That's kind of what they're going for. You know, now some of the companies are also chemical and biological, and you know, there's quite a mix of stuff. I mean, it's a holding company. They've got, you know, a small restaurant chain or two. They've got, you know, they've got oddball stuff that you just kind of look at and go, why would you do? Kind of like if you looked at that company, Harmony Gold. They're all about gold mining and the Robotech anime. Somebody in that company decided we need to diversify. I think we need that Japanese cartoon. And that's like one of the only. I think they might have branched out into a second, but I think that was like the only anime they were involved in for years. And boy, did they sue a lot of people over it.
Oh yeah.
But their big thing tends to be technology. They're kind of futurist. You know, their founder had a very kind of futurism mindset to him. Of course, he hasn't been involved. He passed away. He hasn't been involved in the company for years.
Wait, are we talking about Harmony Gold or are we talking about Futuro?
Futuro. We're back on Futuro.
Okay, we're back to Futuro. Thank you. Sorry. I probably could have guessed that, but just wanted to make sure.
Oh,
Well, thanks for extending a hand out to me. It's an honor to be among some esteemed luminaries, and Boogieman just casts a look over at the influencer. I have no idea who this guy is. I vaguely know who Sagittarius is. I've met Whipette. She's awesome. Okay. But this is just his internal monologue. He's not saying that out
Yeah,
loud.
So Offerman does go. I realize some of you are probably just meeting each other. I think I caught the tail end of y'all doing some introductions amongst yourselves. The only true rookie we have here is the influencer.
Do you have like a TikTok thing? I'm not on social media a lot.
Oh, that's going to change.
What?
Offerman's like, don't worry, there'll be the official Boogieman everything, but we'll have people that can handle the day-to-day of it.
To be honest, until I was recruited by the company, I didn't know what TikTok was. But with our new mission, I'm all about it.
Oh man, it's like a great way to like advertise, because it's like just free and out there, and like people share it for you.
Okay, I've already got a social media presence. I don't need ghostwriters managing my words.
Oh, certainly. If you're comfortable handling your own, that's actually ideal. I just don't want anybody to feel pressure that they've got to learn some new platform they're not familiar with.
All right.
Like I said, I'm here to facilitate. Now, the influencer will probably be actually, is the influencer particularly charismatic? I hadn't even looked.
Well, he does have yes and no, because one of his quirks is a face you can't trust. But it's like he's charming, but you're like, yeah, you were putting me on.
He's charming, but he comes off as a little too slick sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a marketing department.
I really want him to tell Whipette. I really wanted to tell Whipette, yes, you can have your own social media, but the company really should approve what you're going to put out there before you do it. But that's not his place. That's not his job. That's the other dude.
Basically in the field, he's like, when you're out in the field, I won't be there all the time. I would just get in the way. So some of that responsibility will fall to the influencer.
Oh.
He's going to be kind of the in the field public relations guy. As far as think like a field commander, person in charge in the field. We assume that would come down to either the Boogieman or Whipette. You're the heroes with the most recent experience. Skaterboi is getting back in the saddle.
Yeah, Whipette will kind of grow and say, "Ugh, leadership's not my thing."
All heads turn toward the Boogieman.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. I've
Boogieman on the shoulder and say, "Looks like it's up to you, Boogie."
At no point do I want you to ever refer to me as Boogie again. Or BJ or BG. That's easy to mess up.
What about BM?
Absolutely not. There is a reason my suit does not have a logo on it.
From
It's
out of
not
the
like a
room,
giant
you hear,
V.
"What about Boo?"
He taps his butt on the floor a few times.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
okay
We're
with
about
it.
to have- Oh,
I'm okay with this.
all right.
And then from out of the room, a woman walks in, sipping her coffee. And I'm pretty sure the V's a logo.
Oh, it's the name part of the logo. It want to look good. It want to look good.
Offerman's like, "Carol, please do not antagonize the heroes." He tells you this is Carol Whittaker. She is going to be one of your men in the chair. Looks at a person in the chair. Anytime you're all in the field, we'll have somebody on duty working comms that can relay information that we get. Take information that you get. So you could simply tell, Carol or Dennis, whichever one's on duty, if you've not disabled, incapacitated a criminal, you can tell them, you can rattle off where you're at, and they'll be the ones directly calling the police, handling a lot of that kind of back end stuff while y'all concentrate on dealing with whatever crisis is going on.
Understood, and it is a pleasure to meet you, Carol.
Oh, she reached out, shake.
Shake it back.
She's like, yeah, I'm kind of, they used to do you used to be a 911 operator, so I'm kind of looking, I'm looking forward to this.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Will the company be live streaming our escapades?
Some of them, some things maybe. We're still debating. Legal is still looking into the liability of that sort of thing. Should we catch footage of something truly unfortunate, you don't want that going up on, you don't want that going up on Twitch. It would violate, their terms of service and get the channel pulled down, that sort of thing. So live streaming is a little unlikely. Some of it may be recorded and, edited, released as edited content later.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of falling down and superheroing that like no one talks about that we can kind of like cut out.
I want to see super bloopers.
Offerman is like, maybe we don't do super bloopers at least at first, at least until the team's reputation is firmly established. But if you come this way, I'll introduce you to the medical staff. And he proceeds to give you a tour of the building. Basically, I don't think I have a picture of the building handy to show. I know all of y'all have seen it, but basically that section above the V is more or less the section that is y'all's base. There's a little hangar area at the top. There's gymnasiums here. There's a fully functioning, fully staffed and supplied medical facility. Right down to a small operating room if it ever becomes necessary. Offerman's like, some on the board thought that was a little bit of overkill, but better to have it, not need it. Each of you have a room that you have access to. And they're pretty nice, apartment-sized rooms. Offerman tells you, completely up to you whether you choose to live here full time, or get your own place out in the city somewhere. He goes, I know half of you have secret identities, so whatever you're comfortable with there. While the base does have a lot of security features, there's not a lot of internal cameras. We're trying to keep your identities as secure as possible. We don't want the base set up where you feel like you have to run around in mask all the time. Any floor of the building below the apartment floors, which is like the rest of the building, there's internal cameras like you would expect. He goes, there are a lot of external cameras. We're not anticipating being attacked, but it's a superhero base. It's a obvious superhero base best to be prepared. And he talks about how the outside of the building is armored and this, that, and the other. He goes into all that. You have a vertical takeoff and landing craft. It's all electric. One of the companies Futuro bought out was a small firm that was it had brought back the Detroit Electric trademark. And for anyone who doesn't know, Detroit Electric was an electric car manufacturer from like the 1920s. It might have been a little earlier than the 20s. They were by the mid to late 20s. They were basically dying out because the combustion engine technology was advancing a lot faster than battery technology. Though Henry Ford's wife liked Detroit Electrics better. She thought her husband's cars were kind of noisy and dirty. But the Detroit Electrics were, very quiet. So it was this little company that brought that name back and was working on all sorts of high-tech devices, high-tech vehicles. And Futuro bought them out and, laid half the company off. But, but that's where you've got your flying vehicle. So it's electric. It's not going to take you across the country. But it can get you...
It's a town VTOL.
Sort of. It can get you anywhere in the state and back, pretty. Yeah. Maybe the next state over. But yeah, if they have to ship you out to California for some reason, it's probably going to be a private jet. And they introduced you to the medical staff. The head medic is a Dr. Tyler. Jeb Tyler. He's an older doctor. He's like super happy to meet you all. Skaterboi, he comments on some stuff you did back in the day. You get the impression he might be a little bit of a superhero aficionado. Not like a completely geeking out super fan, but, into it. And basically he had retired and got bored in a couple months, so, this is something for him to do. And who knows what kind of weird stuff he might get to, deal with working with superheroes. Then he takes you down to the mess hall, and, it's set up like a small cafeteria. He introduces you to some of the security staff. He tells you you'll meet some of the janitorial staff at some point, too. They want you to be at least passingly familiar with everybody that's going to have access to the base. So that when you see somebody you don't, if there's somebody in here you don't recognize,
Don't immediately jump to intruder.
Right.
Oh, that's really cute.
Oh, yeah, the Model
Check out
74.
this next one.
Yeah. I'm running my Tuesday game in the 1920s, so everybody in that game, we'll be doing these weird deep dives on stuff. Something will come up in the game, we'll do this weird deep dive on, did that exist in the 20s? Oh, no, Alka-Seltzer wasn't a thing. Oh, wait, but the chemical that is Alka-Seltzer was a thing, just not the name, not the brand. Okay. Uh-oh, it looks like somebody may have really brought the Detroit Electric back anyway. Oh, well.
I had never heard of it, or an electric car from the 1920s, so I had to look it up.
Yep. And that's the thing; they were viable back then for a tooling around in the city car. Like I said, the battery tech just couldn't keep up with the combustion engine. But anyway, I digress.
So I learned a little piece of history today.
History is always weirder than you think it is.
Well, your stuff was always so well researched, actually.
So, you sit down in the cafeteria, everybody gets coffee, a snack, whatever. He starts discussing, what the presentation is going to be. It's going to be out, it's going to be out in front of the building. They're not quite ready to have the press take a tour of the base yet. There's still some security. The security is still working out how that's going to work and which areas we can safely show and which ones we shouldn't. Like, obviously, we're not going to show you show them your apartments. We're not even going to make any official statements on whether or not you have apartments here. Leave people guessing what your movements are. Let's see. They've cleared the use of your vehicle with the city. This is something this is something Human Resources want me to check out. Are any of you pilots?
Nope, that was my last character.
No.
Nah.
Okay, that's no problem. We've already have a pilot on staff. He's not here today because.
If the pilot's like unconscious and nearby, I could technically fly it.
Beg your pardon?
Brain crystals. Like, if someone who has the knowledge of how to pilot was near me, I could like catch it for a little while.
Oh, we'll keep that as a backup. And you can see him pull out his phone and jot something down in his notes.
Oh, is that meeting gonna happen like soon?
It's scheduled to be in the next hour. Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on, then I'll need to do this real quick. And it pops off the V off of his shoulder, and it shows there's a port in his shoulder. Takes out a little baggie, puts the used patch in it, reaches in his jorts, pulls out another patch, and slaps it on his shoulder. I gotta change that out every 8 hours.
Oh, I see I knew
you guys have done great work. You've doubled the time it lasts.
Oh well, I'm glad that's working. I'm glad our relationship is paying dividends already. He goes, I knew you were having to take some medicine. I didn't realize they had managed to put it in patch form already. Clearly that doctor does good work. He's going to be a real big benefit to the company. Taylor, do you have a name for that doctor that's helping you?
I do not.
All right. I will come up with a name at some point then. All right, but anybody, you've got an hour. We haven't assigned each of you apartments yet, so if y'all want to decide amongst yourself who gets which one.
Might as well.
They're all about the same size. There's slightly, one of them has got a corner window as opposed to the other ones that just have windows.
I'll take one with just one window, because if you get attacked by a mutant bat person, it's always best to only have one way they get in.
Boogieman's just nodding.
Offerman's like, has that happened before? I mean, bat people
Oh.
specifically?
I like dated a vampire hunter for a little while.
No.
Oh.
I reach into my jorts and pull out a Pope's blue ribbon. I always
Oh
have
my
to like keep these on hand now. It's like the only alcohol made with holy water.
Boogieman raises a hand slowly. Vampires are real.
Yeah, like aliens are
Oh, boy.
real.
Well, I mean, aliens, yeah,
I'm
but
gonna whisper-
vampires.
I'm more surprised that he dates.
Yeah, like what? Like what?
Nothing.
Like it's been like a decade, but I used to like date.
Yeah, like I've seen old photos of you. Like, you're still a pretty good looking guy. No
Oh,
surprise
like,
there.
thanks.
Yeah, I mean, keep yourself in good shape. It's hard as you get older.
He's got that silver fox thing going on. Don't get any ideas.
Offerman is still absorbing the whole bat thing. And it's like he's kind of sitting there going, oh, vampires are real. Huh, well, as weird as the world is, I guess that makes sense. There's a bit, yeah, there's, 3 of the rooms have a window, so I don't think getting you a solo, mono windowed apartment will be an issue. Now the windows are very sturdy, bullet resistant. I don't know how strong vampires are, or bat monsters in general, but
It like
Stronger than they look.
varies a lot.
oh. You look like you have. He looks like you have opened his horizons in a manner he is not totally comfortable with. But anyway, he needs to go make sure that the little stage is getting set up downstairs and take care of all of that. Feel free to wander around the base. The only places that you're really restricted from going into is like the operating room, and like the medical supply closets. In the med bay.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah. He goes, now there's first aid supplies. You'll see little first aid stations all over the base. Yeah, anybody has access to that. It's just baseline emergency supplies. Yeah. Again, prepping in case there's ever an emergency in the base itself, which we aim to avoid. But well, you all know how supervillains work.
Mm.
Yeah, I like lost the second skate shack to 1.
I remember reading a report about that.
Yeah, we still don't know what like dimension it ended up in. It's wild. I miss night shift, Tom.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure he's having like a great time wherever he is. He was a real like chill guy like that.
Well, I'll see you in an hour then. And Offerman kind of pushes away from the table and gets up and heads on. But anyway, but if I, just to reiterate though, welcome to Future Holdings, and welcome to the Visionaries. I look forward to working with you. And then he hustles on out of the room. By the time he's 3 steps away from you, he's got his cell phone out already.
So if we have a full-on medical facility, does that mean? I assume we're getting health insurance as far as this part of this gig, right?
I mean, we fucking better.
Did you not like read like the contracts?
Yeah, if you read the contract, that's all in there.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Oh.
good medical insurance.
Yeah, like I have mine right here. He pulls out the contract from his trench coat and puts it on the table. Like that, they should all basically read the same. Like I went over with a lawyer buddy of mine a while ago before I signed anything. Everything seems on the clear.
Oh, very good then.
Whipette, give me an awareness roll.
Awareness.
Also,
We're
is
gonna
it
see how
like
much he's making if he's laying his contract out.
is it like weird that the guy
You give me an awareness roll as well, then.
is it weird that the man that gave us an offer's last name is Offerman?
It's a little on the nose.
Now, this is the first time any of y'all have spoken to Offerman. He was not the one giving you the deal. He just works for the company that gave you the deal.
Our pilot's name is Flyer.
No, is it also kind of like funny that the lady that sasses us, his last name is Whit Taker?
All right, now you're just looking for oddities. She has that name because I couldn't find the list I'd written down. It's literally just the name of a webcomic character I used to read.
Huh.
All right, so difficult. He's got a All right. So Whippet got a 10. The Influencer got a 7. And you needed a 7. Or the difficulty was a 7. Whippet, you know that you know it's not that you're specifically looking for. How much is he making? But when he lays it out, you do a quick skim over it, and you pick up the fact that you're making about you're making about $7,000 more than he is.
Then which one?
That's the Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman? Okay. I will keep that to myself.
Influencer? Yeah, Boogeyman's getting paid more than you.
Oh, here we go.
Like half again as much as you are. You know, not that you're making a bad wage or anything, but clearly they wanted him. Either they wanted him more than you, or that he drove a harder bargain.
As soon as if I notice influencer noticing stuff, I'm gonna cover up my contract right quick.
Oh, you pulled yours out?
Yeah, I think it's as soon as I make that realization, I probably just cover up because it's gonna go real bad real fast.
So it's like you pulled out and we're starting to open yours up, and then second thought.
Oh, on the other hand, you know what? What if it's I'm trying to think of what would just come out and. And would I? I don't know. I'll bring it up later, maybe.
Your mom read a business. You might have picked up on some business things via osmosis, or you might be completely oblivious. And it's up to you.
I don't think I'm going to let on. I'm not going to let on to my teammates that I am rated so low by the company. I want the impression. I want the impression that I'm, higher up than that.
I don't know, maybe I'm younger and therefore I'm more marketable.
Well, you've got the whole, younger, prettier thing going on. The Boogeyman's got the Dark Avenger of the Night thing going on. And then they had to fill out the team.
They're also both combatants and influencers.
That's true.
Not tough in a fist fight.
Mm.
I mean, he in a way he is, but not directly.
All right, so y'all lift your own devices for an hour. Do y'all sit around sipping your coffee and chit chatting? You've just had a tour of the place, but you could go walk around and poke around wherever you wanted.
I think we should.
I'm gonna go take a walk around the place, try and memorize the layout of everything, and see if he can't spot any place they might have stashed, hidden security devices.
All right. Okay, so Boogieman's wandering around, just sort of scoping the place out. Influencer, what are you doing?
Well, I thought maybe we'd be chit-chatting in like a main hall or something, but I guess we're not.
Well, Boogieman wandered off. I don't know what the rest of them are
make
doing.
myself. If everyone else was hanging out at like a main area, then I will stay with them. If not, I'll wander around without any specific goal. I'm not like looking for hidden cameras like Boogieman. I'm just assuming that they're there.
All right, what's Whipette doing?
I think she's going to like. Oh, maybe we stir up some stuff here. Actually, she's still lingering on the whole salary thing, and she wants to maybe just call the group together and hash this out or talk about or maybe raise the issue.
Yeah, like, what's up?
Okay, so I didn't mean to pry. I was just looking.
Do they have an iced coffee machine?
Oh yes, it's a very nice. Your cafeteria is a very nice cafeteria.
All right, so these contracts apparently it's a combination contract / offer letter, right? And I couldn't help. I just accidentally noticed that it lists our salaries in here. And
Yeah, like, when you sign a contract to work for somebody, it has to, like, say how much you get paid.
All right, well, we're not getting paid the same amount.
Well,
You'd think
yeah.
you'd think it would be like.
I'm getting paid in, like, a doctor.
Oh, I see. So you've got alternate compensation packages.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I have to have that doctor continue to work on my medicine. So, like, I'm pretty happy.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to stir up any trouble. It's just, I don't know. I thought maybe we want to. If anyone's unhappy about, if everyone's cool with that, then all right. I have not yet revealed that where what the order of compensation is.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did they, like, underpay you because you're
So
like
are
a
you
woman?
getting paid more
need to,
or
like,
less
fix
than
that.
Boogieman?
Well, all right. You know what? They're giving me more. I don't know why.
Oh, like, all right then.
Are we cool with that? I mean, it just seems like
Damn it.
just
Well, like,
seems unfair.
the amount of money on, like, the contract was there when we signed it. Either we agreed to, like, that's a fair wage or it's not.
Well, we didn't have the benefit of knowing what everyone else was making, and now we have that knowledge. I didn't know if we wanted to do anything with that, but I don't know. Maybe it's too early to unionize, right?
Well, hold on, like, it's never too early to make it like a union.
Well, how do we? Okay, well,
Yeah, we could be like friends and demand that we all make the same rate or the same pay.
I mean, it seems fair, but I don't know how you all feel about that. If you want to rock the boat this early on before we've even been debuted.
Well, like, I'm happy with like the offer I got, but like,
Okay.
if you and like Boogieman want to push to have like equivalent pay, I understand like from an experience standpoint, you two are like the same.
Now, what's Boogeyman have to say about all this?
I think Boogeyman had wandered off.
Yeah. I'm
Oh, okay.
out of the room.
Yeah,
for this.
the rest of
Oh,
you
that's
three
right.
are sitting there. You know, he was like, I'm going to take
Oh,
a
I
walk
would
around.
have. No, maybe I'll just bring this up with Boogeyman later.
I support this. I think, I'm all in favor of sitting down with him and saying, hey, the Visionaries, we're going to be like this, and, same rate for everyone.
I mean, we're all putting our necks on the line here.
Well,
Equally.
I think also like since contracts can be like
Because I don't want to be making more than the rest of you guys.
Or maybe we play this smart. We prove our worth, and then wait, well, how long do these contracts last? Is there a set time limit? It's not in perpetuity, I presume.
The contract is good for up to 5 years. Like,
5
you're not
years.
restricted
That's a
from
long time.
quitting at some point. And your pay is
Sure.
broken down on kind of a monthly basis.
No,
You know,
we didn't think to add any.
Go ahead.
Oh, we didn't think to add any clauses for, this is a 5-year contract, but after year 2 or whatever, it's open for there's possible renegotiation or something like that. It's just
I think you're very wise, Whipette. An adventure or two under our belts before we sit down and talk with management.
All right, let's just
and to cement our bond.
and like contracts can come up in like data leaks, and like if the public hears that the 4 of us are like getting paid differential amounts without reason, it'll be like a big PR hoo-ha. So I think like after a couple missions, you can like slide in that kind of like blackmail-y kind of information, and I think that'll really help you get across to them.
Skaterboi.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's
You, sir,
that's good.
are smarter than you sound.
Yeah, I was like a super genius for like a decade. Well, like 6 years. I made spray-on knee pads.
You have all heard of
that
spray.
was you.
You have all heard of spray on neopads.
Wow.
Like your
Visionaries.
like Whippet, your mother kept a canister of spray on knee pads like in her utility belt. She'd come up with a
that's
lot
good
of other uses for the stuff.
Like the early ones were accidentally like bulletproof, and we had to tone it down.
Now let's cut over to Boogeyman.
Right on.
Sir.
Give me awareness roll as you're looking around the base.
Sure, would investigation or science or stealth factor?
I'll let you throw investigation into it.
Alrighty. That'll bump that up to a 7. Ooh. Been better. Been better.
Has been better. Has been better. All right. All right, but you did get good enough. The only cameras you really find are pointed at the elevators.
Mhm.
They go down into the rest of the building, and they're not. They're low pro. It's like they're kind of low profile cameras. They're not exactly hidden. You know. But like you don't see anything. You don't see anything in the medical bay. You don't see anything pointed at the apartment doors. If you go in and check out one of the apartments, you didn't see anything. And now we're gonna have a little flashback with the Boogeyman.
Ooh.
To the it was a couple of evenings after the company had first approached you. You know, they had approached you with the ideal, seen if you were interested. When you expressed that you had some interest in this, then they were like, well, you know, we'll have, you know, then we'll have legal draw up the contract, you know, and then you can take that to, you know, whatever sort of, you know, law professional you use and have them look over it, you know, and get back to us. So it was a couple of days after that initial talk where you'd expressed interest, that you come home from doing whatever Boogeyman does. You know, night patrols, what have you. And when you step into your apartment, there's a couple of lights on that you know you didn't leave on. There's the smell of tea coming from your kitchen. You hear the whistle of a tea kettle. You don't own a tea kettle.
I readied my bat and very carefully approached the kitchen, checking to make sure I wasn't about to be jumped from the side.
Inside the kitchen, you know, just taking the kettle off and pouring it into a cup, kind of leaning back against your counter. How clean does Boogeyman keep his apartment?
Fairly clean. He's a single guy, very busy. So, you know, there's maybe dishes in the sink, clothes on the floor sometimes. It's
Nobody would look at it, you know, and go, well, people might look at it and go, well, it's not too bad for a bachelor. You know, kind of that level.
Yeah.
So you see this woman leaning against your counter.
Oh boy.
Do I recognize her?
You're pretty sure that's the Rook.
Ah, come on. It's been a long night. Why are you in my house? I
Well,
don't
hello.
need any more of this shit.
Well, hello. It's a pleasure to meet you. Can I offer you some tea?
Sure. He sits down, takes off his helmet. He's got like another little under mask situated under there, both for comfort and, you know, extra privacy.
Now I'm picturing this scene in Teen Titans or Young Justice, I forget which it was, where they're camping and they're playing Truth or Dare. It's made Dare's Robin to take his mask off, and he slides it off, and there's another one underneath it. Because we're going camping, I thought this might come up.
You are a very big, very scary name to be in my kitchen.
She sort of smirks, hands you your tea. Thank you. I've worked hard for that reputation. And she walks over and she slides, you know, a chair back from your table. She sits down on the opposite end of the table, sips her tea. So I've become aware that you have gotten an offer from a certain company.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking it. It just seems like an interesting prospect, but at the same time, how far do I trust these people?
That's my concern. I have not found. I've investigated the company a little bit. They've only recently come to my attention. But in my investigations, I came over their plan to put together a superhero team. You're not the only person they're approaching about this.
Mm-hmm.
They're also looking at one of my former sidekicks, and a fella from the Bay Area that kind of had his heyday in the 90s. He's taking a second bite of the apple sort of thing. But he had a good reputation in the day. There's, I don't know of anything suspicious in his background. but I'm concerned about the company. Some of the pies they have their fingers in. I feel like it might be a front, but I don't have any evidence. And now they're going to drag one of mine, or they're trying to recruit one of mine. But it's one of mine that I'm not on the best of terms with at the moment. I won't get into the details. It's, you know.
I won't pry, not just because I'm terrified that you'll just like rip my arms out of their sockets if I tried to. But yeah, I get it. I get it.
So I would like you to work with me. Keep your eyes open. Any information you find internally, anything I find, in my continued investigation, I'll hip you to. There's one person they've already signed that I can't find anything in their background. I'm pretty sure they're under an assumed identity. Now that's not necessarily a sign of malfeasance or anything. I don't think he's planning to wear a mask, so it may just be a fake identity to, keep loved ones safe, or well, she gestures at your helmet, and then also the mask you wear. I'm sure you understand that.
Oh yeah. It also could just be like a branding thing. This is company work after all.
That's fair. I'm sure they'll want to stick a logo on you somewhere too.
Oh God, help me if they do. I swear to God, if they try to do a BM, no. One of the local kids at the community center, they tried to do it. Oh my God, I've never wanted to beat a child before. After I found it on my back.
No.
Oh.
Well, I can't say I've never wanted to beat a child, but I never have beat a child. I can say that. Training doesn't count, does it?
Jesus.
So she leaves you with some information. This is a safe house I've set up in Detroit. If you end up needing it, basically, here's an anonymous email. You can drop, messages if we need to meet up. Here's a physical dead drop. I have people in town that'll keep an eye on it, and get me any message you drop off. It's like she's got, plans A, B, and C if crap should go, that you can use depending on how bad crap may go wrong.
Yeah.
Then she finishes her tea, packs her tea kettle back up. Tells you she'll get out of your hair, and she probably needs to get back to the roof and where she parked, and get out of here before your neighbors notice there's a extraterrestrial flying Vespa up there.
Can I see it?
She looks like she's not used to indulging people, but she's like, "You're doing me a favor." Sure.
He puts his helmet back on and he follows her out.
Head up on the roof. Yeah, a Vespa's a good way to describe it. It's, you could sit 2 people, maybe 3 if they're super friendly, on the thing. She's like, "I had a vertical takeoff and landing jet before the Pharaoh. Afterwards, I go into my base, and this is sitting there with an apology note."
That sucks. I am so sorry. I mean, it's not the worst thing that happened while we were all brainwashed. Or at least I was. But I've installed a lot of tinfoil in my helmet after that.
Yeah, I don't have to help with magic.
Twice it's happened. So. But yeah, shady companies, nothing new for me. He holds out a hand, shake.
Yeah,
And,
she's kind of hopped on the Vespa, but before she takes off, she reaches down and shakes your hand.
Well, happy driving.
She flips up on the controls, and it's without making a sound. The thing just lifts up, and there's just a slight whoosh of her, of it moving through the air as it takes off.
He watches, thinking, every other day since I've put on this stupid jacket and stupid helmet has been a screaming nightmare. But occasionally I see something really freaking awesome, so it balances out in the end.
And then we cut back to you suspiciously searching the building to make sure there's no hidden cameras.
I'm just looking around and, checking out these really interesting plants. Oh, is it fake? Is it alive?
Now, you do find things that are not cameras. You find some motion sensors.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And he told you there is a lot of security here, even though we're not using a lot of cameras in the base.
Mm.
Now, there are some cameras in, like, the communication center, basically where Carol and Dennis would be working, But, like, none of you should be in there out of costume anyway, or really in there probably at all. But
Yeah.
But eventually, your hour's up. You all meet back up. Sorry, I was checking the time. With Offerman. He runs you all downstairs. There is a crowd of people outside. Obviously, the company has been announcing, their new vision for Detroit. Rumors has been going that that they're setting up a super team. Of course, the entire city is aware of the big V's they hung on their building. Oops, I didn't notice Curtis had walked off. So they march you down there, and there's a little stage set up. You got the stylized V's hanging on stuff. You've got, colored banners. There's like a sign with a cloth draped over it that Offerman tells you, the team's name is up there, and, when they reveal the name, they'll pull the cloth down, they attach little, lapel mics to you. They thought they could just use the comms built into your suits, but it turns out that's not compatible with the camera software. He goes on into technical stuff that the technicians had clearly just finished telling him. So he's going to introduce you. Each of you can step up to the camera and say a little something if you want to. He suggests things like how happy you are to be here in town. How much you're looking forward to working in Detroit. Helping the people of Detroit. Take back their town. That sort of thing. He says it's just supposed to be an introduction feel good moment. There's a few members of the press that may ask you a few questions. The company's already kind of cleared what they'll be asking about. Like I said, this is kind of a feel good piece. Obviously, in the future, as you're interacting with the press, it'll be a little more free for all. You know how the press is. Some of them will be friendly to us. Some of us won't be. Yeah, it'll just all depend. But today should be pretty easy. So y'all all go walking out. The crowd goes wild when they see all y'all walking out. You've got a lot of people screaming Whipette's name, when she steps out. Because even in the altered costume, it's obvious it's still Whipette. They didn't change the costume too drastically.
The whip should be a good clue.
And the whip hung at her waist is probably a clear indication. And the hair is all the same. The ponytail coming out of the mask is the same. You hear a few people chanting Boogie.
He just waves to the crowd, confident that no one can see past that mask. He's just not happy to be in front of this many people.
Yeah. But come on, they're shouting your name, Boogie.
Are sure they're not booing? They could just be booing him.
Sometimes it feels like it.
No,
Are they saying Boogie Man or Boo That Man? I can't tell.
Boogieman.
Oh, I thought we were just like in a real anti-LGBT crowd for a second.
Oh no.
I thought they were saying boo gay. I got real scared.
Oh no. Jeez.
Offerman does not. He's trying to keep the pleasant smile on, but he's looking a little strained as he hears this weird conversation going on in the background.
Oh, I'm still smiling and waving.
Boogeyman's now doing everything in his power to just not double over dying, laughing.
Luckily, he's got the helmet, so he doesn't have to keep a straight face.
Yeah, I regret that every day. Not having my own full on mask.
I mean, we can workshop one together if you want.
Oh, I think I'm guessing my concern was I look finishy enough already.
Yeah, I think the new costume gets away from that a little bit.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, the marketing department's like, there is a market for that. That's not really what we're going for. We're going for a little more family friendly.
Exactly.
That niche market over there makes the investors a little nervous. A lot of the investors are into that kind of thing, but they don't want that, publicly known.
Exactly. That's.
So Offerman gets up and he makes a little speech. He sort of introduces each of you. He talks about, let's see, who would he start with? He'd probably start with Skaterboi. And when he calls him by name, some of the crowd reacts. You can see a few people with Skaterboi t-shirts or Skate Shack t-shirts. Or some shirts you think they're Skate Shack, but the main text is saying something about broken fingies.
Yeah, them's my boys.
Those of you not familiar with Skate Shack have no idea what that's a reference to, but it's clearly something.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it's a threat of some kind.
No, it's like a food.
Oh,
We take a pretzel stick and wrap it in mozzarella and fry it, so that when you bite it, you're breaking a finger.
What the hell?
What?
First, that sounds delicious.
They come in
Also,
packs of 5 in a hand shape. It sells great.
My God, that's actually brilliant.
Yeah, I was a super genius. I don't know how I can stress this enough. I used to be smart.
we've got to get we got to get that doctor paid. What other nuggets of gold do you have lurking on in that head of yours?
Whatever. Oh wait, hold on. I think I have to talk to the people now, don't I?
Yes, Offerman is looking at you gesturing to the.
Yeah,
you get that feeling you've missed your cue, but not by long enough that it's really awkward yet.
I'll stroll up on the skateboard, slightly faster, do a little kickflip, then get to the podium. Hello, Detroit.
Roar of the crowd.
I'm super excited to be here and help out.
So yeah, crowd roars, and Offerman gives you a smile. You know, like that's really kind of all you were necessarily required to do. You know, and Offerman, when Offerman had introduced you, talked about, oh, you know, your heroic career back in the day, and, you know, how an injury had sidelined you. It's very vague as to what exactly happened, but, you know, an injury sidelined you, and you'd gotten into business, and, you know.
Yeah, and I'm super happy with Futuro to, like, pick up my very, like, specialized case, and they've really helped me, like, get back on the grade. So I'm really happy to help them out, too.
You know, Offerman kind of, you know, was patting you on the shoulder, very friendly, you know. That, not quite one-armed hug, but reach over, patting you on the shoulder, you know. Like, we're all very friendly up here.
And I'll, like, look to him to, like, get the cue to, like, you can move and I'll start the next one.
Yeah, well, he does. He kind of takes the down, you know, and he looks at you and kind of gives you a nod and then turns back to the podium, which is, you know.
I'll step off, like, to the side under the banner where he wants me to be.
Yeah, basically back over where, you know, everybody was. He just kind of, it's like you're getting called at one at a time. Then he introduces the influencer, a new hero on the scene. Let's see. He really just talks up, you know, your dedication to this and your excitement to, you know, to be involved, and, you know, this is the start of your career. And then influencer, he kind of calls you up to, you know, he motions for you to come up to the mic and say, just say a little something, you know, a little, you know, how happy you are to be working in Detroit. Is the influencer from Detroit?
Oh, happy.
Sorry, you broke up there a little bit. Curtis.
I don't think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we had said earlier. Or not.
I don't think so. Not sure where he's from. No, I never specified.
Okay, well, your background is largely blank,
but
that's gonna get filled in.
He's very happy. Right. He's very happy to be in Detroit. Very happy to be working with the company and the opportunities they provided. You know, especially, you know, considering all the drama that, you know, supers like myself have caused. We need something to help clean up that image.
All right, the crowd's responding.
I will not be causing. Yeah, I will not be causing any earthquakes in Detroit.
You get a slightly mixed response to that. You know, it's like normally that would be, you know, yay. But Landshark did just save the world recently, so it's kind of like, is he taking a shot at the guy that just saved the world? I mean, yeah, that last time dude was in Detroit, it didn't go well, but... Yeah, but overall, you know, you do fine, and, you know, you go back, take your seat. He then starts talking about Boogieman, the man that cleaned up Rhodes Ferry. You know, the man that, you know, the man that was part of the think tank that, you know, created the device necessary for the Primus to save not just Earth, not just our galaxy, but the very universe itself.
He is visibly sinking lower and lower as he brings that part up.
Brought the World War II criminal reliquary to justice when reliquary tried to interfere with what they were doing. The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman waves just does. I'm honored to be part of Futuro's vision for a better tomorrow for not just the city of Detroit, but for the entire world.
Do you walk up to the mic or do you just shout that from where you're standing?
I walk up to the mic and shout that into the end of the mic. I walk up to the mic and
A crowd roars. There's lots of clapping. You know, pictures are going off. As pictures have been going off for everybody that's walked up to the mic.
I sit back down. And the entire time I sit back down, I side-eyeing the influencer because personally, no land shark. I like land shark. Thinking about breaking the influencer's kneecaps right now.
Then he starts talking about Whipette, you know, going from sidekick to independent hero to young independent heroine. You know, you all know what she did fighting the Vasilev with no super abilities, no unearthly durability, just her weapon and her skill. And like this little Videotron they had set up in the back. That's, you know, it's been showing bits and pieces, you know. When Boogieman was up, it was showing how Rhodes Ferry used to look and how much better some of those neighborhoods look now. And Boogieman, you know, they're showing some of the, you know, they pick areas that were at their worst, you know, and then at their best. You know, they're cherry picking a little bit, but you know, it is areas that improved. With Whipette, it's literally just this little, you know, this little clip of her with the Vasilev tangled up in the whip for like, you know, keeping him occupied while all the other heroes were wailing on him. And her still standing there when like other heroes were like, you know, dropping down and visibly losing their powers and all that. You know, unwavering bravery and, you know, in the face of a creature likened to a god. He is really talking it up. And the crowd is eating it up and going absolutely wild. You're muted. You're muted, Mike.
That's right. Yard work. Sorry. I imagine that Whippet probably had to like dodge a fair number of energy blasts herself because, you know, she's right next to the Basilisk. When you have a mass assault going on, there's bound to be the risk of friendly fire.
But that's just that still shows off your skill even more.
Boogieman sinking into himself, and you're like, I don't think they're showing me off enough.
Oh no.
So, you know, he talks about all that, and then the little Videotron things play, and he gestures for you to come up.
Oh, I do have a question. When they're showing footage, did they show any footage of? I don't even know if anyone has any footage of me as a sidekick.
Not really.
Oh, good. She'll wince at that.
Because you as a sidekick, your mother was very stealth oriented.
That's true.
You know, they could dig up the occasional newspaper picture of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the aftermath while the Rook was talking to the cops. You know, the Rook is not like an urban myth where she's so unseen that people don't outside town don't necessarily believe in her kind of thing. But she does not hang around to talk to the press.
Okay. Yeah, because she would have. I can only imagine that when she did her job interview, she probably couldn't help but leak out some indication of dissatisfaction with her former mentor in crime, or crime fighting.
Yeah. So, you know, he does his little spiel. The crowd is eating it up. He gestures for Whipette to step forward to say something.
All right, I will. I'll do kind of like a somersault and like, you know, probably like crack the whip around like with like some obnoxiously loud, you know, thunder cracking kind of thing. Now I'll show off a little bit of whip cracking, and then before I take the mic. Sorry to show off, but you know, this is what she does.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and she will, you know, she'll greet the crowd. She will. She talks about how, you know, she's been wandering around a while, and you know, she's very happy to finally set some roots, and this is a fine city to do it in. She probably makes some local references, and she probably talk about, you know, since most of her footage was about the Vasilev, she would talk about how she, you know, she was only one hero amongst the a veritable army of people putting their lives on the line to protect the planet. But what we do here is not just about protecting the planet, as my friend Boogieman has shown us also well, that it's also about not just preserving the community but improving it, and that's what I hope we can all do here.
Oh, crowd, very responsive. When Offerman is stepping, you're taking a step away from the mic. Offerman stepping back up. He looks super pleased. This is going really well. Whipette, give me an awareness check.
Sure. I just got a raise. Okay. Oh, not very aware. Not very aware at all. Let's hope you roll well. Oh. Okay.
No, you don't notice nothing. Everything is A-okay.
I'm in
Now, everybody else give me an awareness roll, but it's going to be at a higher difficulty because you're not right where she's at. All right, did anybody beat an 8?
Wow.
It's
hard an 8.
What are we wrong? I'm sorry. Anna just got home.
Awareness.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
That is a 9.
That's a 7, but I'd like to tap my probability control that I happen to just be looking in the right spot.
Mark it off.
All right. That's a tick off that.
And is that a re-roll, or is that just, you just add the 2, but you can use it after the fact?
Probability control is essentially the usage, essentially a determination point that can only be used to, like, succeed or fail something.
Okay.
But it can be used against opponents.
Right. You can subtract from theirs or add to your own kind of thing.
Correct.
Gotcha. So yeah,
I got a 9.
It's not that you're especially aware of it. Like you said, your head, you just happen to turn in time that you see this red glow start over on one side is like this red, a little bit of red light, and then a flash across. Boogieman and Skaterboi both notice this. Influencer, you notice the flash as it's happening. So you're not exactly surprised by it. But you don't have time to react to it. It's like your head snapping around and you're starting to move while the other two are, in full form.
Gotcha.
So somebody is shooting at the stage. You see... Oh, let me turn the display back on. Hold on a second. I had the picture ready, but apparently I did not turn it into a...
No, baby.
And it's loading, and it's loading.
I'm so sorry.
Yep. I made tokens of all the characters in this picture, but didn't have the picture up and ready. So over to one side, having, just past kind of the roped off area, you see these individuals. And the red flash is coming from two of that guy's three eyes as a beam lashes out maybe towards Whipette, maybe towards Offerman, towards the mic stand anyway. But like I said, Boogieman and Skaterboi have time to react if they want to.
Yeah, Boogieman is just gonna duck down, get flats, like fire in the hole, or villains.
Skaterboy, what are you doing?
I'd like to go ahead and use my super speed to get close enough and then throw down my one pre-made gadget.
Okay.
And the one pre-made gadget being the spray-on knee pads party edition. So a burst of like pinkish bubbles come out and give Offerman, Skaterboy, and Whipette, because we're all close together, 5 points of damage reduction that's shared.
It is shared and ablative, I believe.
Yeah, so when it takes a hit, it'll drop. When any of us take a hit, all of us will drop a point. I'll keep up with that.
Okay. All right, and then the attack goes through. And it's possible that he was aiming at Whipette, but she was stepping back and Offerman was stepping forward, putting Offerman in the line of fire. So he takes his shot. Offerman is caught flat-footed, so I'm just going to roll a d6 for him. He rolled a 1 versus a 7.
Look extra cute.
Oof.
So that is a massive success for whoever this guy is with the eyes. None of you recognize it off the top of your heads.
Because you need somebody to help you do it.
Let's see, what is his damage? So yeah, Offerman goes, oof! And he kind of flies over the side, hits the mic stand, and kind of rolls off the stage onto the ground.
Well, it did more than 5 damage. We know that much.
People in the crowd scream. Everybody looks that direction. Everybody give me an initiative roll, if you would be so kind.
What? So,
Skaterboy's on like a 10.
damn.
Yeah, I'm like super ready.
I'm loving every single thing about Skaterboy right now. Every single aspect.
What? I'm just like a guy doing his best.
And your best is good enough for anybody.
It should be.
So yeah, so you see this, shirtless guy that's clearly wanting to show off his pecs. He has 3 eyes. 2 of them are the ones firing the beams. Behind him are just guys, but they're all wearing like animal masks. And they're armed with, guns, brass knuckles, that sort of thing. Alright, so Whippette's initiative is a 9. Boogieman's initiative was a 7. The Influencer's on a 6.
Yay me.
Skaterboy is on a 10. And I pre-rolled all the baddies. Don't get used to it. I'll never remember to do it again this campaign. So Skaterboy on a 10.
I'm gonna like hop down and grab Offerman. A quick check, is he like still breathing?
When you hop down, he's actually already sitting up and like patting his chest where he got hit. He's like, my suit's not even singed. But you can see where some of the pink stuff, got burned off or knocked off or something,
All right.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
tell
like-
where the spray-on has taken damage, but Offerman seems to be unharmed. Wind knocked
Yeah.
out of him, but other than that.
Yeah, like spray on knee pads, man. They're like great. All right.
I heard they
You're
were,
okay.
but I've never tried them. I don't skateboard.
I get it. It's good for everything. But like, you go ahead and head on out. We'll handle this.
Yes.
Just make sure, like, when you're leaving, make sure to, like, direct other civilians so, like, you are also looked in a good way.
Right, of course. Yes, the people.
Yeah.
He stands up and he starts yelling to the crowd, please remain calm. We have heroes on hand. Please move in an orderly direction in this fashion. He yells at some of the security guys by the front door, basically open the door to let people take shelter in the building. Everyone please move, quickly and orderly into the building. The building is armored. Get inside the building. You will be safe.
Who is the target closest to civilian targets?
Right now, the five of them are all standing pretty close together. The guy with the eyes is like out front, though. It's like, the other four are kind of in V formation behind him. They look like they're focused. All of them look like they're focusing on the stage, not necessarily the crowd itself.
All right. On my skateboard, I'll try to do like a rushing attack on the guy with 3 eyes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And rushing specifically does.
It's like a prowess against the target's coordination or prowess. It just gives me like a +1 if I hit.
That's right. It's like you're using your movement to increase your damage, sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, my strength and my power are like the same number, so it doesn't give me like a bunch of bonus.
All right. So his prowess is a little higher, so he'll roll his prowess.
Oh, I haven't set up like any descriptive rolls.
That's okay. You can just roll numbers this time. But a 7 is the number to beat.
Ooh, I guess I'll do my second tapping of like probability control. Give that a +2.
All right, so that becomes a 9. So that's a success.
Yeah, and I'll hit for like 4 damage.
All right, so you hit for 4. This guy bouncing off this guy, he feels sturdier than most people.
All right.
But he reacts. He makes in pain noises. He definitely felt it. He's just a little sturdier than normal.
All right. And on a moderate success, we have to check the strength versus strength for a push.
Oh, that's right, because it's a rush. Okay. All right. So
yeah, and if I fail, I'll take half the damage of my attack rounded down.
Alright.
Which I did not realize.
Rush attacks are a little bit risky. Alright, so he's rolling his strength. Max roll of a 10.
I take like 2 points of damage.
Don't forget you've got the spray on knee pads going.
The damage reduction means that it is fine, and damage reduction is now down to 3.
So y'all see Skaterboi,
so good.
You see Skaterboi, he leaps down to check on Offerman, and then just like a streak, he's gone on his skateboard, up in the air, bounces off this guy's chest. Guy it's kind of like, and stumbles back. Skaterboi bounces off the ground, rolls to his feet, but but now he's right there in the midst of all of them.
It's been like a while since I've had to go like Mongo.
Did you look up 90s slang for this guy?
No, a Mongo push is when you're like doing the big leg kicks on the ground to like pick up speed.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, next up is Goon number 2, who's got like kind of a fox head mask. He's going to charge at Skaterboi. He's got brass knuckles on. He's charging at Skaterboi. He's yelling at the rest of the guys, I'll take the old man!
Like, in a fight?
He runs and takes a swing at you with the knuckles. 6 is the number to beat.
Nine's like the number I got.
Alright, so that's a major. I think you have to have a massive to get the free counter strike. Let me double check. You would think after 6 or 7 years of playing this game, I'd have this memorized. Well, that's the moves. Where's the reactions? That's what I need. Yeah, it's got to be a massive for that. Okay. So yeah, so you out of the way, you know, no problem. This guy is not a you know, this guy is probably not a formally trained fighter. Whipette, you're up. And don't forget to unmute.
Okay. Yes, I would like to try to whip the weapon out of one of the animal masked thugs' hand.
All right, so you have to run over that direction to get within range, but you can move far enough to get within range.
Yes.
So no problem there. You know, you run to the edge, hop down off the little stage.
And how would we conduct this? Is this like a grab, or how does this get rolled?
I would say we would do it like a grab. You know, you can just do it you can do it a little bit further away because, you know, the whip gives you range.
Mm-hmm. So that would be okay.
So
Is grab a specific action, or is it just? Oh yeah, no, it is a specific action.
yeah, I think grab is specific. Yeah, you're grabbing. Here we are.
Okay. And is this something I could use my? Okay, here's a question. So the one Mac that I did purchase for what that beforehand is Precise Strike, which lets me use coordination instead of strength for any damage that I do with a close combat strike.
Okay.
Oh wait a minute, hang on. Oh, that's Precise Strike, not Precise Damage. Okay. So I can, with Precise Strike, I can substitute my coordination for my prowess with close combat action attempts. Would this fall under? Oh, it's the lower of your prowess or your strength. Nobody.
All right, so it's a grabbing. May test the lower of your prowess or strength against the opponent's strength level.
Okay. So either way, that's only a 3. I might need to do something about that stat-wise, but I'll worry about that after this session.
Yeah. Well, you've got some unspent stuff, so.
Yeah.
I see what you're wanting to do, and yeah, we can cook. If nothing else, we can cook up a knack that will let it be possible.
Okay, so I'll just can I use my can I apply my weapon whip specialty?
I would say so. I would say so.
Okay. So let me just type out this.
Grabbing things with a whip has been a time-honored tradition.
Yeah. Plus
Probably predates comics. That probably happened back in the pulp.
Zorro days. Yeah. I generated a 7.
All right, he has to roll. I believe he resists this with his strength against your opponent's strength level. All right.
Yeah.
This guy is just a thug. Ooh, but he rolled very well.
Yeah. That will be a marginal of success is no effect, so I did not snag it away.
So yeah, your whip, lashes out, and the guy kind of jerks his gun back, like looks offended that you were trying to take his gun from him. Well, in his body language, you can't really see. He's got like this, cougar mask on. Yeah.
Oh, the cougar.
Next up is Goon number 1. Who has got like a tiger mask sort of thing. Or some kind of cat. He doesn't actually have stripes, so it's probably not a tiger. And he is... He's pulling out a gun and going to take a shot at Whipette. So this is his coordination. Oh, but he does have the gun specialty. Ooh, that is a 10. That is a max roll. That is a 10 to hit. Whipette, you need to roll your coordination.
Mike is sounded and muted. Or definitely muted.
Yep. Mike, can you hear us? Mike, can you hear us? And you're muted.
All right. Sorry, I had
Cannot
accidentally
read lips.
had my deafen button on. So I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Whippette's getting shot at. A 10 is the number to beat.
Oh, shoot.
They rolled a max. They maxed their roll.
Right.
So this is your coordination.
Okay. Not quite.
No,
Alright,
we
so you
can't
missed by
start off the
1.
season with Whipette getting shot.
Detroit
Time
was
out
so
of dimension
excited to
and
have
lose
her. Thump.
Yeah, really.
And now the Rook's here
So
burning the town
the-
down.
What's the damage of that gun?
The damage on his gun. This guy has a pistol. His damage is 3. Taylor,
Which
how much protection does she still have on her?
3, and it is now down to 2.
All right. So you take.
Fantastic.
So Whipette takes no damage thanks to spray on knee pads. Party edition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super good.
That's the tagline. Note it. A little picture of Skaterboi with those words in a speech bubble. It's super good.
I'm like Marigold. Skaterboi may be the most awesome team member this season.
Mike, I think we lost your camera.
And we lost Marigold. Like, off
Yeah,
the Discord.
Marigold.
Oh, that's what.
I see Mike,
Never mind.
but Marigold seems to have disappeared.
I was looking at the Twitch overview, so all our cameras shifted around, and Mike's just moved out of where I could see it. Is all. Oh,
Yay.
everybody's back now.
Yep.
Where were we? Oh, that's right. So yes, bullets plow into Whipette and do nothing. I mean, it's not a comfortable feeling, but it reminds you of your childhood training. You telling your mother how much you hate being shot. Next up is Goon number 4. This is the cougar guy whose gun Whipette tried to steal. Well, I don't mean to pick on Whipette, but you kind of got his attention,
Yeah.
and you're the closest target. So he's going to shoot at Whipette as well. For an 8. Missed by 1, so that's 3 points of damage. You still had 2 points of protection, so you only take 1 point of damage, and that protection is now down to 1 point.
Okay. Yikes.
You're like really hogging the attention.
I'd rather not hog this attention.
This is why you're like getting paid the big bucks.
Next up is goon number 3. And where the other guys look like they're just wearing animal masks, this guy must have gotten his from a Halloween store because his head looks like a skinned cat. He's got kind of white and splotchy, almost looks like the muscles. Or maybe it's an old damaged mask here, I don't know. But he has stepped over to the side a little bit, and it's like he sees all his guys engaging the close-up heroes. So he is shooting up at the stage. I'm gonna roll an even or odd to see which hero he's shooting at on the stage. Even will be Boogieman, odd will be the influencer. Alright, Boogieman, it's coming your way. You need to dodge with an 8. Man, I'm rolling good.
That will be... I don't have a roll for that, but... Boop.
You very smoothly just... It's like as soon as he was pulling the gun up, you're like, all right, trajectory, all right, I'm just going to slide over here.
Wait, which roll was... There's 2 rolls that Boogeyman made.
Oh, I
let
see
me
that
see.
now. Must have double-clicked. Okay. I was looking at the 13, but the 8 was the first one you rolled. So that would be a marginal success. So half damage on 3 would be 2 points of damage. Does Boogie have any protection?
Yes, he does. He has 5 points of damage reduction.
Okay, yeah. It's the shot just wings you, and yeah, your armor takes it, no problem. Next up is the big multi-eyed guy himself. And he has eyes, 3 of them, but eyes only for Whipette. He steps towards you, Whipette.
That's hard.
Big smile on his face. Taking you out is going to make me a big name. Black Dragon thinks he's hot crap. He won't be nothing after this.
Oh,
Take me out. Sorry, I don't.
I knew
Take me out.
the animal mask.
I was expecting to get a reaction out of you as soon as they popped up. But you were just sitting there cool as a cucumber.
I was just being quiet.
So what was it? What was it Whippet said to him?
Because I thought,
Yeah, she basically just said, "Take me out." Guess we can add some. I guess we can add statutory to your crime list here.
Now, I would like to point out, Mike, that
Oh,
Whippet
yes.
was 17 when she appeared in season 2.
Oh, that's right. I'm 18 now.
It would be it's been a year, maybe 2 since then.
Yeah, strike that. Thank you. She just says, "Take me out, and you wish." Oh, and I still have to dodge. Now, oh wait, he hasn't. Has he?
Yeah, he hasn't made the roll yet.
No.
But yeah, he looks down at you.
Okay.
All 3 eyes are focusing. The bottom 2 normal eyes start glowing really bright. You know, the third one has a slight glow to it, but nothing's come out of the third one yet. So 2 eye beams headed your way.
Okay.
But you've seen him do this before, so he's kind of telegraphing the attack. You know, as soon as that glow picks up, you know he's about to shoot. However, he's a little better than Thugs, so
I rolled a little better.
You step out of the way. The beams hit the ground, and
Hooray.
they damage the ground a little bit, but they're not. He's not blowing huge chunks out of the asphalt, but you can see lines where the two I beams hit. Perfectly parallel. Boogieman.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think Boogeyman is going to try and take out the guy who shot at him.
Okay.
Gonna try and close the distance and crack him over the side of the head with a bat. So that would be no martial arts, no weapon skill. Whoop. Did that go through?
Yes, you rolled a 9. And our little thug friends here have a prowess of 3. Yeah. All right, so he got an 8. So you crack him. How much damage do you do?
It does 5 points of damage. And I think because I have 5 strength, it does +1, so 6.
Let's see. Does that add together?
Let's assume right now it doesn't. Just keep things rolling, and we'll look it up later if it's all right with you.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Because I just can't remember if that's a native thing it does, or if you have to have a extra. Anyway, 5 points enough to knock him out. So it is irrelevant at the moment. He has 5 stamina. He has no body armor. The big furry mascot head thing isn't offering him any real protection. So crack of the bat, or maybe his skull, and he just falls back. Gun goes skidding across the ground. He hits the ground.
Wow, you did not think any of this through, did you?
Influencer, you're up.
I am okay. What weapons do these henchmen, these Zoo Mafia guys have? I know one had brass knuckles. At least 2 had guns.
All right, so Skin Cat Man is out. He had a rifle, but he is out.
Okay, and the other 2 have guns, and one's got brass knuckles.
Fox guy over here had, I believe he was the one that ran up with the brass knucks and took a swing at Skaterboi. This guy here, I've got him labeled as Goon 1, Mitch. He's got a pistol, and the other cat guy down here, Goon 4, he's got another one of the little rifles, semi-auto or whatever. So you got a rifle, a pistol, and brass knuckles.
Okay. The rifle's pretty dangerous. I am going to try to influence the guy with the rifle.
All right. So you basically you're like right behind Boogeyman, and well, everybody basically heads right over there. Now, with your mind control, or not mind control, your possession ability. Oh wait, I think I already had the influencer sheet pulled up, didn't I? Because we said he was like Jericho, but did you actually take the weakness that he has to lock eyes with him?
I did not.
Okay, so that is not a requirement. All right. Then yes, and mind control
custom roll.
All right. And he resists with his willpower, which all thugs are renowned for their willpower.
Yes.
So you rolled a 14, and he rolled a minimum roll of a 3.
I made to add limitations or something as we go along
It's something to think
to
about.
refine how his powers work. But for the custom roll, I had to call it "Look into my eyes." Look into my eyes.
All right, so you beat him by 11. And that possession, is it a separate power, or was it just in the book, or is it just listed under mind control?
It's just mind control.
Okay.
I did link the merge together. They don't work separate.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Well, merge is an extra. It's not an individual power. It's just an extra for the thing. Though, cost-wise, I guess it all comes out the same.
Right. I just wanted to make it clear that it wasn't. I can't do mind control without the merging, is what I was trying to say.
You're aware of everything from the target's point of view. It doesn't really say if the target's aware or not after the fact. We'll have to sort that out later. All right, so massive success means it only requires concentration to maintain for the entire chapter. So for the duration of the fight, you're in there as long as you want to. However long the fight goes, you're in there as long as you want to, as long as you keep concentrating. So if somebody knocks, him/you out, then that would break concentration and you would reappear. So the rest of you see the influencer run up and just sort of, it's like his body fades into a ghost and just into the guy. So that's your action, Curtis. But you do have time. The influencer can say something if he feels like it.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away in case our opponents haven't caught on.
All right, then we're back to the top of the order with Skaterboi.
Whipette, are you good? Or do I need to, chip in?
Thumbs up.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He said thumbs up.
I give a thumbs up.
Alright. I'll, super speed past the knuckle guy.
Hey, don't ignore me.
And I'll get right up on Laser Eye guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna, wrestle him. I'm gonna pop a determination point.
And what are you
'cause,
typing?
I can, hang with anyone. And he's, messing with the person I hang with. And I'd also
Sounds
like to
fair.
tap my last tick of probability control to make me extra good at this.
All right, let's see. He's got martial arts. But that doesn't help you with wrestling.
Wrestling's like athletics.
Wrestling is wrestling. It's its own skill.
Oh, whoopsies. I'm not as good at this as I thought I was.
All right, but that is a strength v strength, I think. Or you may have a choice.
It's a roll test of prowess against the difficulty of the greater of the target's prowess or coordination.
Okay. Oh, that's right. If he tries to break out after the fact, if you're breaking out of a hold, his strength. That's where. Okay. All right. So his prowess is higher, so he'll roll that. Max roll of a 10.
Also a 10.
All right. But a marginal. Let's see. I know a failure does not do anything with the wrestling.
Martial has no effect.
No effect. Okay. So the two of you are locked up, and it's not like you're just slamming into him ineffectually. You're both kind of wrestling around, but nobody's got a lock on the other.
Yeah.
But you've got his attention away from Whipette for a minute. Well, a moment. All right, Goon 2 is not pleased. He is not pleased at all that this old man is ignoring him. So he's going to run up and try to kidney punch you from behind. So give me a prowess roll to avoid a 4. He rolled minimum.
And I rolled like an 11.
What's your strength?
A 3.
All right. So, goon number 2, Neil. You said he had a 2 strength or a 3 strength?
3.
All right. He takes 3 damage. As he runs up, you just sort of slide to the side a little bit, and while you're still wrestling, just bring your elbow back into his face.
It's like, I'm like, sorry, man, but I've got like super speed. You're gonna have to like be better.
It's like the 90s version of Get Good, Noob. Be better. Whip it.
Okay. So I'm not happy with Red Eyes here. Trying to make his reputation on with me. So I would like to, and noticing that he's got these powered eyes, I want to try to whip him in with a cold shot right at that third eye that he hasn't used yet.
Okay.
And this is going to be with a slashing attack because I've got the deadly strike option for my whip as a combat tool. I'd also like to spend a determination point to activate Whip It Good, just to add to the check, to the coordination roll, because since I have precise strike, I attack even if it's a close combat melee attack. I use coordination for it. So,
But this would be his
smash roll
prowess.
1d6. Yes, plus
I
5.
cannot
plus
imagine how
plus 2.
painful it would be to get a whip to the eye.
I know, I thought about that too, but you know what? This guy's pissed me off. Oh man, and I
That would
rolled
be
a
pretty
oh,
awful.
crap. No, wait. Oh no, I rolled awesome.
You could like
Okay.
whip a mountain with that.
I might kill him. I know I might end up grabbing his eyeball or something. Yikes.
Okay, so the 6 is from you rolled a 15, 6 from the dice, 5 from, I'm assuming, your stat.
5 is coordination. Yep. 2 is because I have the weapon specialty, and 2 for activating Whip It Good.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, a quality
So this
and
is
a skill. Yeah, that's crazy.
He rolled a 9. He had a perfectly respectable roll.
Yeah.
But you still beat him by 6, so massive success.
Okay. Well, that's that's 5
If it's
damage.
just
First of all.
that good.
All right,
That's
so that
the whip
is
that, like save the universe.
That's right.
all right. So that is
That's
you said 5 damage.
Yes.
All right, so 5
And
damage.
then I think I get stun and kill checks.
You do. So 5 minus his damage reduction, so that much goes through. There is a red cut. It starts on one side of the eye, goes through the eye, off the other side of the eye, other side of the forehead. So he's, on that same hit on a normal person, they just have a nasty slash across their forehead. But it crosses his eye. He screams. He steps back from Skaterboi. He calls Whipette a nasty name as he's screaming that she's blinded him. Let me make that.
Well, you You've got 2 more eyes.
So give me a d6 plus the damage. So d6
The
plus
whip
5.
strength.
And he will roll his strength. We'll do the stun first and then the kill result.
Okay. It's not first. Oh, wait. Nope. I don't want to.
His strength is
That's
a 4, so he got a 6 on his strength.
Did it not go? Oh, there it is.
All right, so that is a major. Let's see, on a stunning, a major or massive reduces the target stamina to 0 and renders the character unconscious. So yeah, so he's staggering back and going to go down from this. And now the kill result. Does Whipette kill someone on her first outing as a corporate superhero?
In front of a full complement of media. Good.
No, you do not.
No bloodletting today. Although the fight's still young.
So, whip across his head. Ah! You blinded me! And he stumbles and turns
And I was
face
gonna
first into a
call
power
the
pole
dude-
and flops out unconscious.
I was going to call him Triclops, but Whipette seems to have taken care of that.
The goon with the brass knucks is like, "Boss!" and runs over to him. "Boss, wake up! Evil Eye, wake up! Wake up!"
Ooh, Eli, we got a name.
Evil Eye.
Oh, Evil Eye. Okay.
Not I like the body part, just evil and then the capital letter I. You don't know that part.
See, I read that as Evil One, but no, I like Evil Eye a lot.
If he was smarter, he might have gone with Evil One, but
If he was smarter, he wouldn't have messed with us.
That is a fair assessment, I do believe. All right, so that was Whipette. Then it is goon number 1. Mitch. He was the one with the pistol. Which one was it that... No, it was the guy with the rifle. Okay.
I got the guy with the rifle.
Okay.
That seemed a more dangerous weapon to take out of service.
Yeah.
Against us, anyway.
Rifle shots tend to have more force behind them, so they go further. So, in a city, yeah. So yeah, Mitch is kind of freaking out. You killed the boss! And he takes a shot at Whipette.
Okay.
And misses. And then it would be Jim's turn, but Jim is currently occupied by the influencer. Then it's Goon 3, but Goon 3 is unconscious. Then it is Evil Eye, but Evil Eye is unconscious. And then we got the Boogeyman.
I'm gonna go try and take care of the guy who just shot at Whipette again.
Okay.
And run up and boop the snoot.
Alright, Boogeyman rolls, boop the snoot. Their prowess was a 3. So for what's half damage?
Rounded down would be 2.
Okay. So that is Goon 1 Mitch. Takes 2. Influencer. What are you and Goon 4 Jim going to do?
I guess Jim is going to shoot. I hate to use a gun in this fight, but heck, Whippette's already blinded someone. So I'm going to shoot at the other thug. I forget what his name was. But I'm not going to shoot to kill. I'm going to shoot at his legs.
Okay. You've got thug with goon with a pistol, and you've got goon with brass knucks. Which one are you shooting at?
The pistol.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Skaterboi can take care of brass nugs.
All right, give me a roll then.
handedly.
Oh, would you use your coordination or their coordination though?
That's a good question.
You know,
I
I think you
rolled
would
up
use
my
your I think you would
coordination,
use your
but,
mental stats, but their physical stats. Well, I don't know, because prowess is your kind of fighting skill. What's your coordination?
My coordination's 3, which is what I rolled on.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's the coordination the thugs have anyway, so it's irrelevant at this point. All right, so you got a 6. Let me roll for other thug, who got a 6. Pistol does 3 damage.
But what does like the rifle do?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Actually, I got a rifle.
That's right. He was the rifle. The rifle does 4, I think.
So like half it does the same.
Well, except you round down in cases of a fraction. So he's taking so Mitch is taking a total of 4 damage. He ain't looking too good. And he's like, Jim, what do you do? Jim, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't sound so much accusatory, like he's not sure whether you're doing it on purpose or it was just, you were shooting at somebody and got him. And what did the influencer say something?
Tell Black Dragon he can stick it.
You traitor! Oh, wait, no, he wouldn't say that because, Evil Eye was talking big about.
Yeah. Thought he could have sucked him.
No, what he said is, oh crap, Eddie knew we were up to something.
Yes.
Top of the order with Skaterboi.
Like Whipette, do you have this guy with the knuckles so I can check on the people in the building?
Sure, I got him.
Thanks, boss. And I will super speed to the entrance of the building, or into the main room, and I will pop a determination using the quality I was like so smart once to do a burst telepathy over the crowd, which will also hurt my stamina wise.
Okay.
I'm checking to see if anyone in the crew that came into the building, just off a read, is like, cool, now that I'm in the building, I need to do a thing for the job. If like there was a plant in the crowd.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. So you're trying to, I guess roll your telepathy. Yeah. All right, come on now. Where did I put the blank utility sheet? There we are. There's a decent sized crowd in here, so it's not going to be super easy to do. You need to beat a 9.
I got like a 9.
All right, so that's a marginal success. In this case, we're going to say that's good enough. Nobody seems to have any. You don't pick up on any specific thoughts like that. Nobody seems to have any negative or violent inclinations at the moment. You're just picking up a lot of scared folks.
All right, at the door, I'll be like, we've got like 3 of the 5 down. The rest of the team is handling it. I'm just here to make sure none of them make a run for the door.
Okay.
So,
and
like,
when you get there, there's still a few
all
stragglers
okay.
running in because it's only been, I mean, y'all been dropping
Yeah,
these guys
I
left and
remember.
right. But, But the security, and the security guys are there helping direct, and Offerman is speaking to the crowd. Please, everyone, sit over here. This, and the other. If there's any injured, let us know. We have medical staff, available. They're on their way down already, just in case. He seems to be doing a decent job of keeping the panic to a minimum. And like I said, they got security guys by the door, so ready as soon as everybody's in to slam the doors and lock them.
But it's like, all right, this was like an amateur hour. They're not like sneaking people in through the chaos. I'm so glad.
The security guy said, "Oh yeah, me too."
And now I just kind of hold my head because my only mental power hurts me.
So you're like, and then there's like a noise in your ear, in all of your ears. This is Carol. We've got the comm system up and running. I need a sit rep, please.
Everything's on lockdown. Just got just two more mooks left to wrap up.
Okay. I'm pulling you up on cameras on exterior cameras now, and oh yeah, it's like y'all are. I was like y'all are doing pretty good. The influencer dropped off the comms channel. Oh, he's probably doing his thing. Okay. Oh yeah, we never tested what that would look like from the. She starts mumbling to herself about how their equipment about their equipment. But she tells you they've got police en route. Emergency services are already responding. She actually got that going before she got y'all's mics before she got tuned into y'all's comms. Let's see. Then it's Goon 2. Goon 2's not that smart. He heard the way Whipette just went, yeah, I can handle him. I think his feelings are hurt. He's coming at Whipette to hurt her feelings. The feelings in her face. So his this would be his prowess.
Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is Brass Knuckles guy?
Yeah, Brass Knuckles guy's still up. Skaterboi's been ignoring him.
Yeah, he's got like two health left or something.
Let's see, he's Goon 2. Yes, he's only got, he ain't got a whole lot left to him.
I don't think either one does.
Oh yeah, Mitch is in bad shape. Mitch is in worse shape. And Mitch, you got bullet holes, Goon 2 here has not taken anything that'd be considered lethal. He's just in danger of being knocked out. You easily avoid his Whipette easily avoids his clumsy punches. And then it is her turn.
Okay. I might just if we're already in close combat, I might just go ahead and just take a simple punch at him.
Okay. Something your mother would have made sure you knew how to do. I mean, your mentor. Excuse me.
Not super well. That was a decent. Oh no, I will. What?
All right, you connect. What is Whippette's strength?
Oh, I do. Only 3.
Only 3. This was. Yeah, but he only had 2 left. So yeah, you hit him right in the side of that, big fox jaw. The mask squishes in, and then you hit something solid. And you kind of, and he just sort of bounces on the ground and lays there. Then it is Goon 1 Mitch's turn. And he's been shot. He drops his gun. I give up. I surrender. I surrender. Well, one hand's in the air, the other hand's holding holding his leg where he got shot.
That's refreshing. At least they're not fanatics.
And that pretty much wraps up combat because the only other goon standing is Pozotsky.
I surrendered. I'll wait. I'm handcuffed before I release
All right,
them.
so to quickly wrap up,
All right.
police show up. Skater. As soon as everybody's down, Skaterboi Carol lets you know everybody's down, so you can let the crowd know. Offerman tells them, we're gonna stay in lockdown until the police show up and give the all clear. And he has some of the support staff in the building, running balls of water around and making sure that everybody that leaves here talking about what good care they were taking of, that Futuro took care,
Don't forget the gift totes.
But
I'll craft a quick gadget to just make soothing sounds.
make a little white noise machine, just the sound of the ocean.
Just a nice, just gentle music, just bop it along, help everyone calm down.
So yeah, cops show up. They handcuff everybody. Influencer, I'm assuming as soon as they handcuff GM that you hop out of him.
And I don't know, but before I let go, I'll say something like to the other guy, and he says hello, just to see if they're not that bright to figure out what's going on. I'm going to create more tension for them in the future.
Oh man, I knew this was a bad idea.
Just based on what they said.
I knew Evil Eye couldn't pull this off. Oh, why did I come? But by the time the police are carting him off, Evil Eye has woken up. They managed to rouse him up. Apparently he can only see out of the third eye. Because he mentions him not being able to see the police only one of your eyes is damaged. I can't see out of they shoot lasers. I can't see out of them. The last thing you hear is them walking him up into the big transport truck that they use for superhuman captives. When they're asking him his name, it's Evil Eye. But not the word I, not the I, just the letter I. One of the cops like, so if it's a capital though, that'll just look like evil with two L's. No, you put a space between it. That's the last you hear as they're marching. Despite being blind, he's gonna be very concerned that you get his street name right.
Now that we have corporate sponsors, we don't have to worry about that kind of marketing snafu.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, what you criminals need is some sort of union or guild.
Perhaps a secret society.
Wait, are we talking about the supervillain union? Because it's really good.
Wait, that's a thing?
Muskell talked about it.
Yeah, Muskell.
Yeah, but I don't think Whipette would have heard about that before.
No. Oh yeah, it's called organized crime for a reason.
They're very organized.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the cops cart them off. While all that's going on, Carol's every now and then talking to y'all's ears. She's like, okay, I've looked up this Evil Eye guy. He's a known quantity, kind of superhuman, but kind of small time. He worked in the gang. Black Dragon runs here in town. Dragon had briefly kind of taken over organized crime here in the city, but he's got a few break-off groups that are trying to make their own way. He's still kind of the dominant mobster in town, though. Looks like this Evil Eye guy was trying to break off his own gang.
Black Dragon. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, and she starts describing, the way he looks, green scales, spits acid. I don't know why he calls himself Black Dragon when he's green.
I think I helped beat that guy's ass like a couple years ago. He was in some Mook for Hire.
Yeah, he's definitely been for hire a few times. I'm trying to remember, where was it y'all fought Black Dragon in the second season?
Rhodes Ferry. It was a little underground research base.
Yeah, because you had the, I forget the mad scientist's name. But yeah, I do remember that now.
Wait, so this isn't Curtis's old character?
It is Curse's old character.
Okay.
Eddie the Lizard, a.k.a. Black Dragon.
So we encountered him in season 2?
Yep, he showed up as a villain first.
Oh,
He did.
okay. I didn't
And
didn't
then
realize that.
he next
Right
showed
on.
up as a villain.
Oh, yes, fair enough. He was still a villain, but he was a PC villain at that point.
Okay.
So the crowd's a little shook up leaving, but y'all do get a big cheer once the police declare all clear, and I've kind of come in and talked to everybody. Y'all do get some cheers, whatnot. The press don't really get a chance to talk to you. The prearranged press don't really get a chance to talk to you, but a lot of press shows up after this. Now, Whipette training with the Rook. You didn't deal with the press a whole lot. Her training with the press was basically, don't talk to them. Most of them are vultures.
Sure.
Don't tell them that, because sometimes you'll need contacts. But, And I don't know how much talking to the press you've done as you've been running around your own for a couple years. Boogieman, you're probably used to talking to at least kind of the small town press.
Yeah.
Especially since you've been doing the community rehab stuff. Influencer, as with everything else with the influencer, we don't really know what experience you've got. Skaterboi has talked to the press. So yeah, y'all just sort of relay what's happening. Offerman he's not pleased that the event got interrupted, and other people were put in danger. That's definitely not a thing he's for. But he tells you all did excellent work. It was a really good showing of what you can do and what you've got to offer the city. It's an unfortunate event, but at least it's something. But at least everything worked out, and and we can put a proper media spin on it.
When we can have 6 guns go off and the only person that gets shot is a bad guy, that's like a win.
There you go.
Sorry,
Yes.
guys, but I got to bug out.
Yeah, well, we're wrapping up here, so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Curtis. We'll see you in a couple
See you,
weeks.
Curtis.
Catch y'all later.
And we hope anybody,
Hellplate.
hope everybody that came by and watched enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us next time. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me has been Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Hope you all had fun.
Curtis as the Influencer, Mike as Whipette,
Hey.
and Taylor as Skaterboi.
And we'll see you around.
We will.